It was an exciting weekend to be a Tiger. Not only did the LSU football team pull off a last-second dramatic victory in the Swamp, but the LSU volleyball team traveled to Knoxville Sunday and picked up their third straight conference victory. I'm joined today on the show by that coach in her 16th season, Coach Fran Flory. Thanks for joining me. As I mentioned, 3 victories in a row. This team seems to really be hitting its stride lately. What has been the difference?
You know, I think the difference is just our discipline. You know, our young kids have figured out the system, and you know, we've had the emergence of a couple of freshmen, Mimi Eugene and Regina Tillis, have really kind of burst on the scene as of late.
Speaking of 16 years, you've been around some really good volleyball teams. You've seen some championship teams. Now that this team has hit its stride, really found its confidence that they can win day in and day out, what do you think the ceiling is for this 2014 team?
Well, this is a special team, and I said it from the beginning. And you know, when we had the injury to Courtney early in the season, we had to kind of recreate ourselves. And we've just now hit our stride, as you said, and I think we're going to take off. There's a chance this team could win out. You know, this weekend is going to be tough when we're on the road, but we'll see. This will be telltale this weekend.
Can you just give us a quick, just as a coach, what are some of the challenges that you deal with having to go into some of these environments, Missouri, Kentucky? What is it like to go on the road?
Well, first and foremost, they're loud. Those venues are loud. They have huge student populations that come out, 1,000 students in the seats at Kentucky and Missouri. Tough places to play, rabid fans, just like our Tiger fans, and, you know, great venues for volleyball on top of that. All
right, Mimi Eugene, lately she's just been playing out of her mind, especially as a freshman. You know, it took her a while to adjust, it seemed like, but now she's really starting to show what she's made of. Just talk about what she's meant since she's really kicked it into gear.
You know, Mimi is just such a smooth, true volleyball player, and you put together with that some great athleticism and great training and understanding the system. You know, the sky's the limit for that kid.
Sure. Hey, Coach, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Hey, good luck this weekend.
Thanks.
In other games this weekend that both Florida and LSU needed to define the rest of their seasons, the Mad Hatter pulled another one out of his magic hat for his 100th career victory Saturday night in the Swamp in front of a raucous crowd. Players stepped up when they needed to most, and one of those players was freshman running back Leonard Fournette, as he was named the Freshman SEC Player of the Week after rushing for 140 yards in his first career start and adding a touchdown. For the first time in his career, the depth charts list Fournette as a co-starter with Kenny Hilliard and Terrence McGee, and he is expected to be the go-to guy moving forward this weekend and into the rest of the grueling SEC schedule.
We've handed him the ball a pile throughout the year, but you know, we wanted to see what he would be like with a starting assignment. And one thing about it, you know, sometimes even the very talented guys, you know, with that starting assignment, you know, there's some pressure there that you don't necessarily want to, you know, give a guy when you want him to grow up and think about the plays, not necessarily the fact that he's starting. But, you know, after the number of carries he's had with us and, you know, the experience he's had, we felt like that was a great call for him.
With rivals Ole Miss and Alabama looming in future weeks, a typical season would involve the process of not looking over a Kentucky Wildcats team making the trip to Death Valley Saturday night. But this isn't a normal season. Kentucky comes in at 5-1 with Wildcat Nation hopeful for their first bowl game since 2010.
Good quarterback, really good passing, and he can run the ball. We have about three good backs in that stable who could all run the ball pretty well, so a really good offense.
Looked at it a little bit today. They're much improved than what they were last year. They got some big physical guys up front, and they do a good job of running to the ball on defense.
We're heading into Week 7 of the 2014 college football campaign, but the SEC schedule is announced for the 2015 season. Get your hotel reservations ready because they will be traveling early. LSU will travel to Starksville to take on the now #1 team in the country the second week of the season, followed by a visit from Auburn and Death Valley. A trip to Syracuse and the Carrier Dome is on the docket for the only non-conference travel, as well as a battle in Tuscaloosa later in the season. It looks again Texas A&M and LSU will battle in a Thanksgiving Day tilt, but this time in the friendly confines of Tiger Stadium. Last week, the men's basketball team returned to the PMAC to begin preparation for their season, tipping off on November 15th when they take on Gardner-Webb. And today they spoke to the media for their annual basketball media day with a sense of optimism that this could be the year.
The same as last year, you know, we're going to go out there and play hard, you know. We're going to try to change up our style of play, getting the ball up the floor more.
So hopefully get the fans what they came to see.
Yeah, that practice is definitely more competitive this year just because there are a lot of different faces. Guys want to prove themselves. Guys want to try to, get known. I just feel practice is definitely more competitive, and it's a lot better so far than it was going last year.
I just let the fans know that we've been working hard, and it's coming. The season on the way, so be there.
That's all the time we have today for sports. When we come back, see one of the latest fashion trends.